I can't believe this. My name is Sandra Gregston. I can't believe this. I don't know where to start with the government inefficiency and the government oversight, and these people are like acting like clowns. Do you know what it means to represent your constituents and investigate? Like, does anybody know what an investigation is anymore? Like, I don't even think that people know what an investigation is. I'm tired of calling people. I've called enough numbers. I'm being evicted, and I just filed my answer yesterday because I ain't got no more unemployment. And people think, have you applied to jobs? Like, you want to see my Excel spreadsheet? I've applied to 700 jobs already this year, guys. I cannot believe the phone calls the conversations that I had today. It's like, did I just walk into the Twilight Zone? What the hell is going on here? I'm gonna have to turn my computer around before I go into this because I got the light from over there. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. No. That ain't gonna work. No, I need to move the laptop to over here, and it'll be better over here. No light, nothing. I just got to change the chair. I can't sit in this chair, no good. Okay, much better. Okay, now, can't believe this. This is our bureaucracy making a mess of everything, and they don't know how to investigate. They don't want to make no phone calls. They want us to make phone calls. No, don't, dog. I've already called phone calls. I've exhausted every single nonprofit. I've exhausted every single shelter. I've exhausted every single place. If you are not a mother with a kid, like a single mom with a kid under 5, there's no help for you. If you need money, like cash, don't say, have you applied to a job? Fuck you. Fuck you. Yes, I said fuck you. Because you don't know how much I've applied to jobs. You don't know how much I drove around going door to door. Are you hiring? Are you really hiring now? Not accepting applications, not pipelining acquisitions. Fuck that. I mean, right now, you need a person. You need a body in here right now. I don't care about your stacking up resumes for later. No. Today. You're hiring today. I've been going door to door. Nobody knows how much I work. Nobody knows. They think I'm just resting on my laurels. I'm tired of this stuff. Tired of it. So I wish I would have got the name of the person that called me. I'm going to have to call back and find out. Because I don't even know if it was Hemet or Riverside. It was Workforce Development Center. Can't believe this. So Dr. Corey Jackson's office. Okay, I've called him before because out of all the constituents, his office has helped me the most. Okay. They have called the EDD for me, letting them know that the number they have is wrong because I went on the EDD website to change my phone number, but they were still texting the old phone number for me to get in the EDD website to certify when I was getting unemployment from February to August. Y'all, unemployment's 26 weeks. There is no extensions. You don't get unemployment from January to June and then turn around in July and reapply. It don't work that way, baby. If you want a year of unemployment, you got to be disabled, baby. Okay, just dee-dee-dee, I'm disabled, I can't work. Dee-dee-dee. Okay? You just can't work at all. When you're disabled, you can't work at all. If you could work somewhere, you ain't disabled. You could work somewhere 20 hours a week, you ain't disabled. Okay? That's my definition. If you can work 20 hours a week, you do it. That's what you can do. You work 20 hours a week. You do that. And maybe get an accommodation. But you still work 20 hours a week. Out of all the constituents, There's Sabrina Cervantes too. But she expects me to fill out this form and do all this, jump through hoops and everything. She don't make it easy. Her office don't make it easy for you to do what you need to do to get the help you need. They don't want you to call them so they can investigate these government offices. Somebody's watching. I don't know who it is. Leave a comment for the chat. They want you to call. And I'm like, no, I'm done calling. I'm done calling DPSS. I'm done calling Department of Public Social Services. I need somebody else to call for me and investigate why it says I'm getting $156 a week on unemployment when I'm not. When my unemployment ended in September 2nd and I'm being evicted. Why? Because I can't find a job. Why? Does this anger come through on a resume? Does this anger come through on a resume? Don't think so. Don't think so. And I cannot believe what this lady told me today. I mean, the insanity. She works at the Workforce Development Center. It's not the EDD, guys. It's not the EDD. It's not. It's not the EDD. EDD and Workforce Development Center are two separate entities. Let me explain it to you. The EDD is a resource center. So let's say you don't have a laptop. I have a laptop here. Let's say you have no laptop. You have no desktop. You do not have a resume. You don't know how to make a resume. Okay. All right. Now you're on track. Now you have no Wi-Fi. Because in California, your landlords are not required to give you Wi-Fi. Now you can pay for it yourself and do all that. Hopefully your landlord will allow somebody to come in to set up the Wi-Fi if you pay for it. Your landlord should be able to give you that, but they're not required to give it to you. They're not required to have it. So I guess you would have to pay for it yourself, and the landlord would have to allow you to pay for it and have it there on premises if you have the money to do that. But let's just say you have no Wi-Fi, no laptop, and you don't know how to make a resume. You're clueless. You just don't know how to make a resume. Okay. You're a good candidate to go to the Workforce Development Center, but you got to drive. If you don't live in Hemet or Riverside, how you going to get there? Bus ticket? Walk? Everybody thinks you live in Hemet. You live in Riverside. Maybe you live in Temecula. I don't know. Maybe you live in some other city. I don't know. Corona. I don't know. So if you know how to make a resume, you know how to tailor your resume to the job, you have a laptop, you have internet, you're not paying for the internet, you have it, you have a laptop, you know how to tailor your resume, and you know how to go on Indeed, because all they're going to do with the Workforce Development Center is, here's a job on Indeed. Look, food handler, look, burger flipper. Oh, go there. I can do that myself. I don't need anybody telling me to go on Indeed. I can go there myself. I don't need anybody telling me to go on LinkedIn. I can go there myself. I know how to do that myself. I don't need anybody telling me, look at this job here. Go on governmentjobs.com. I don't need anybody. I can do that myself. I go on government jobs 2 days a week. I get job, alerts. I get emails. I get alerts from the county of Riverside. Whenever there's a new job, I am alerted. It is an email, and usually comes around 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. So all I have to do is check my email. Oh, I got a job alert from the county of Riverside, and I apply 2 days a week. How many jobs do I need to apply to online? I'm just amazed. I'm just shocked at the game. It's a bunch of bullshit. It's like a slop house in the government. And nobody wants to advocate for the constituents. They don't want to call to make an investigation. They don't want to call. So first I called Dr. Corey Jackson's office. It was about, I don't know, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday last week. So I'm going to say October 1st. October 1st. October 1st or October 2nd, I called. I talked to a Gabriela Mendez, and I said, the EDD and I agree. I have no more unemployment. That is gone. I have zero, no income. The last check, it was a direct deposit, but check, fine. Direct deposit, check, whatever. Doesn't matter. $635 on September 2nd. It was a direct deposit. Doesn't matter. Could have been a check. That September 2nd is gone. It's October. I have no income now. So told her that the DPSS website called CalSAWS. I used to work for DPSS, okay? DPSS, Department of Public Social Services, where you get your food stamps and where you get your Medi-Cal. And if you have the other one above Medi-Cal, I can't remember what it's called. There's Quimby for people that are on Medi-Cal, Medicaid, Medi-Cal, Medicare, Medi-Cal. And then there's the ones with the premiums, the subsidies that are above Medi-Cal. You make a little bit too much money and you get those subsidies. That's where you go to apply for Medi-Cal. You go to DPSS. The Medi-Cal office is DPSS. There's the ones that determine eligibility. And CalFresh, also known as food stamps. So they're saying on CalSAWS, on their portal, that I'm getting $156 a week from EDD. That is not true. That is not true. It is an error. Now, whose error is it? I don't know. I'm not sure whose error it is. But somebody is making a definite error, and it's making me not be eligible for general assistance. And I still don't know if I was told a year ago you have to have $0 in your bank account in order to get general assistance. And you can't, it's very difficult to get general assistance if you are a single person with no children. The Department of Public Social Services does not care about you. They only care about their paycheck. That's it. That they're only there to get a paycheck. They don't care about you. They don't care about you. They don't, let me say it again. They don't care about you. They don't care. They don't care. They're only there for a paycheck. Well, this new administration, the Medi-Cal is going to be cut. I got a hip replacement. And yeah, I'm going to fight it because I got a hip replacement and I can't have just MISP getting pap smears like I used to get back in the day, 2003, 2006, 2007, until 2012 or 13, when I was able to get real health care. When I, dislocated the hip when I was 13, it was 1988. It was a pre-existing condition, guys. It was a pre-existing condition in 1988 when the hip dislocated. So I'm going to fight it. If that happens in California, I think we have until June 2026. So it's all a game. It's all a show. 211's a joke. Catholic Charities is a joke. They never return the call. I'm done making phone calls. I've called every number. They don't call you back. Now, if I was a felon, there'd be a house for me for free. If I was a drug addict, there'd be a house for me for free. But I'm not a drug addict. I'm not a smoker. I'm not a drug addict. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. If you're just a regular person looking for work, this is what you get. You see it? It's on my middle finger. You see the bird? That's what you get. Nobody cares if you're just a regular person looking for work. You got to have something wrong with you. And I cannot believe these people, they just push it off. They don't want to take the politicians, none of them. They don't want to take responsibility, guys. They don't want to take responsibility for nothing. They want to push it to somebody else. And who are they going to push it onto? You. Because I called Dr. Corey Jackson's office this morning and I explained to them what this Gabriella did. I said she called the EDD for me and it was nice. And I got a response from her. She emailed me back. Get this. This is how corrupt our government is. This is corrupt. You count the number of corruptions there is. Count the problems. This is not efficiency, and it's not ethical. This is unethical bullshit. It's what it is. And I'm going to put this on my Facebook page so everybody can see it. Because this is a problem with government. There's no oversight anywhere. DPSS has no oversight. They can do whatever they want, and they can say whatever they want. And there's no oversight. I can't wait until God comes down on DPSS and gives them what they are due. I'm getting my due right now. I know this is karma. I know it is. This lesson that I'm getting right now because I ain't got nowhere to go, no place to go. So I told Dr. Corey Jackson's office, I got an email from Gabriela Mendez. She called the EDD for me. I was grateful, but that wasn't enough. And I knew it wouldn't be enough. I told her that's not enough. You called them and they told you that I have zero balance on my claim. I said, that's not enough. The DPSS needs to have zero on their portal. And she didn't understand what I was asking. I had to spell it out for her like a kindergartner. I need somebody from your office calling DPSS to investigate. Why is there an error on Cal SAW? I will spell it for you again. CALSAWS. Cal SAW. It is an error. I told them, ma'am, or sir, it was Christopher. His name is Christopher. I guess he's in like Chino or up there by Chino, or I think Norco is San Bernardino County. So I told them, I told Christopher, sir, I can't go into your portal and make it zero. I don't work there. So I don't know how you expect me to fix that, because all I can get is a letter from the EDD saying I have zero benefits from the EDD and I've exhausted everything and I can't reapply until February 2026. That's the way it works. You get to pick which 26 weeks you want. So let's say it's January 2026 and you lose your job. Okay. Let's say you got a little bit of money and you don't apply for unemployment. You got a little bit of money and you wait until March. You wait until March to apply. Okay. That's fine. You ran out of money. Now you apply for unemployment. Okay, let's count the months. March, April, May, June, July, August, September. You're not going to get any money in September. If you apply for the EDD for unemployment in March, even though your job ended in January and you wait and you rest on your laurels because you have a little bit of money, you're looking for work, you're fine. Maybe you have $5,000, maybe you got 10 grand, whatever. It doesn't matter. And now March comes and you still haven't found a job and you apply in March, by September, you won't have any unemployment left. The maximum you can get is $450 a week. That's it. But I made $2 million last year. So what? $450 a week maximum benefit amount in California. Some other states like Massachusetts, Hawaii, Ohio, they have about $700-800 minimum benefit amount. California, $450. $450. It's pretty pathetic. $450 minimum. I mean, maximum. You can't get any more than that. But I made $150,000 last year. Doesn't matter. Who cares? You're only going to get $450 a week, $900 every other week, max, for 26 weeks. That's it. 26 weeks is 6 months, guys. So you get to pick. You lose your job in September. You want to wait until December to apply? Okay, that's fine. You can apply in December. Okay, count the months. December, January, February, March, April, May. By June, you ain't getting nothing. When are you going to be able to reapply? The same month you applied. So you're going to be able to reapply in November. So the first scenario, if you apply in March, your benefits are exhausted by September 15th, you ain't going to be able to reapply until the next March. That's the way it works. A lot of people don't know this. See, if you want to claim this, if you want to claim unemployment year round, baby, you got to claim disability. And I can't work. And then you get like $800-900, I don't know, $1,000 a month there. You get $1,000 a month. Yay. Now, why would you do that? Just go out and get a part-time job. Well, I can't get a job. Well, that's the problem. Fake jobs. I'll come back to that fake jobs in a minute. I'll come back to that fake jobs in a minute. This is insane. This is insane. I can't believe this woman didn't even know what a fake job was. She works for the Workforce Development Center, and she never heard of the term ghost jobs or fake jobs. She's never heard of the term, and she works for the Workforce Development Center. Okay. So, Dr. Corey Jackson's office. That lady sent me an email. I talked to the EDD. I took a screenshot. This is the patheticness of the DPSS. This is pathetic. It is pathetic, guys. I uploaded it to the Benefits Cal website. The letter from this woman that tried to help me prove to the DPSS that I'm getting $0 right now from unemployment. Unemployment is gone. There's nothing. Christopher, the guy that works in general assistance, said it's not enough. I said, sir, I can't make your portal say 0. Whatever it says, 156 or 165, I can't make that say 0. I can't make it, So either you're lying to me, saying it's 156, and you're just telling me and holding me up, or there's an error and somebody put that in there and I can't make the keystrokes go away. I can't go into your computer and make it 0. I said, neither can the EDD. The EDD says that I have nothing on my claim, and my claim is 0, and I cannot get any more unemployment. I've exhausted all the benefits. If you're at the 6 months and let's say you have $300 left on your claim and you're past the 26 weeks, you're not going to get that $300. You're not going to get it. Why? Because you're past the 26 weeks. You're not going to get that $300 left on your claim. You're not. So I figured, let it ride. Call back Dr. Corey Jackson's office next week, sometime on the 7th, 8th, or the 9th. Call them back. So I did. So I filed my answer yesterday at the court in Moreno Valley. I filed my answer. Don't got a court date because it ain't my job to ask the court for a court date. That's the landlord's job. Landlord will get the answer whenever they get it. I don't know. It's out of my hands. Okay. It's not my business to be going to my landlord. Did you get the letter? Did you get the letter? It's not my job. My job is to drive up to the courthouse once a week, twice a week, find the money, get the money, do whatever. Okay. That's my job. Drive up or wait until I get something in the mail, which could be a week or 2. Soon as that thing is filed, soon as the landlord requests a trial date, I want to know like within a day, that quick. Why? Because I'll have 20 days to get out. I have to get out. I think you saw the fridge when I moved the laptop. Got a queen size bed in there. Got a 55-inch TV in there. Got a AC unit on wheels in there. Got a awkward, non-heavy, very awkward, what do you call it in there? Chest of drawers. And this right here is a what do you call it? A nightstand. Very nice nightstand. So I let it ride. I call back Dr. Corey Jackson's office. Talked to a guy. I said, I was told this would be escalated to somebody else. And I called yesterday about 10 or 11. And I said, nobody called me back. I said, I was told that somebody would call me back. Nobody called me back. Nobody called me back. Nobody at all. I said, I don't know what happened yesterday, but somebody said they were going to call me back and they didn't. Nobody called me back from Dr. Corey Jackson's office. It was supposed to be escalated to somebody else, but it didn't. So they go, have you thought about calling Jose Medina's office? Well, Jose Medina's office ain't never helped me with shit. Jose Medina's office never helped me with shit. So I call Jose Medina's office. They are fucking idiots, man. They are idiots. They are idiots. I'm sorry to say it, but I'm a cusser. So maybe I shouldn't work in politics because I cuss. Because I claim it as I see it. And if I see a cow, I'm going to say cow. If I see a bird, I'm going to say a bird. If I see a blue, purple elephant, I'm going to say a blue, purple elephant. If I see bullshit, I'm going to call bullshit. If I see something that's unethical, I'm going to say that's unethical. If I see something that's inefficient, I'm going to say that's inefficient. If I see evil, I'm going to call evil. I see it, I say it. That's the way I roll. I see it, I say it. I don't sugarcoat shit. I don't have time. I don't have time for that shit. So I go, all right, Jose Medina. They want me to go down that road again? Okay. So I call Jose Medina, talk to somebody. I didn't get a name. Should have wrote down their name. I think, well, I don't know their name. She said, I'll give you a name and number. Okay. She didn't tell me it was the housing authority, guys. She didn't tell me that. She said, Cindy Chu or Cindy Chow or Cindy something. I got the number over there. Somebody's watching. Leave a message in the chat because there's 3 people that came on and off. So I call this number, Cindy Chow, Cindy Chat, whatever. And she goes, thank you for calling the housing authority. Before I called, just to let you know, before I called this number, I asked the woman, I said, is this somebody from DPSS or is this somebody else in your office that's going to call DPSS for me? And she goes, hopefully. She didn't tell me it was a housing authority. Had she told me, I would have said, you know what, ma'am, thank you very much, but I don't need no housing authority. I don't need no housing authority. So I don't need to call no. I called them. I don't need no housing authority. I need somebody to investigate DPSS. Why is it so fucking hard for people to investigate DPSS? Why is that so goddamn hard to investigate DPSS? To find out what the hell is going on with this 156. And somebody's saying I get 156 a week and I don't because it's over 325 a month. Now, I ain't getting no 126 or 136 a month. If I was a week, sorry. If I was getting 125 or 135 a week, it'd be enough to pay my car insurance and my phone bill. Don't say get an Obama phone, can't do. Don't you say that because you ain't in my shoes with a Verizon phone that is on a contract. And if I cancel that contract, now I lose the $22.22 a month because they pay in the phone $22.22 a month. Now I owe that the $22.22 a month plus the 90 or the 86 a month. My phone bill is 86 a month. They are paying the $22.22 a month. So don't tell me to get on an Obama phone when y'all don't know the predicament I'm in with the contract with Verizon, and it ain't September 2026 yet. I cannot leave Verizon. If I do and close the account and get an Obama phone and say, sorry, Verizon, I'll get a collection notice. You owe $250 on the phone. You owe $250 on the phone. Or $266, whatever it is. Plus the $22.22, because if I leave, they'll put that back on me. That's $22.22 a month. What is $22.22 a month times 11? What is that? A lot. It's a lot of money. So don't tell people go on a Obama phone if they got Verizon. It's not a prepaid phone. I just got rid of Metro PCS, $56 a month. I just got rid of that in April. Don't need it. Don't need 2 phones. I like the Verizon network. I used to work for them. And don't say, why don't you already go back? I already did go back. I already did have an interview with them way back when I lost the job. I don't know when it was, March, April 2024. I already did. I already did that. I already applied to AT&T and T-Mobile. They don't want me. Good, fine. I don't want to work in sales. I don't want to work in that. Thank you very much. Better with the details. Better with details. I think you can tell. Better with ethics. So I call Jose Medina. That lady pushed me off the housing authority. Had she told me it was housing authority, I would have told her, ma'am, I don't need no housing authority. I need someone from your office, a Jose Medina's office. I need somebody to call DPSS for me so I can find out. Somebody needs to find out why it says 156. Why can't y'all call DPSS? Why is Jose Medina's office scared of calling DPSS? I don't understand. So I got to call this lady back. I got to call this, and I didn't get her name and number. I don't know who she was. She said, I'm going to give you a name and number. She goes, this is the name and number we give to people when they have housing. And I go, no, I don't need housing. I need general assistance. That's what I need. I don't need housing. I need general assistance. That's what I need. Well, they called the Workforce Development Center. Now, guys, the Workforce Development Center is not the EDD. EDD ain't a place like 1985. So if you're 75, 80 years old, just get off this video right now, okay? No one over 60 needs to listen to this shit. Just if you're over 60, just get off this channel, okay? Because you don't even know what it's like. I can't believe this lady was so stupid. She was so stupid. Dumb. Jose Medina's office called the Workforce Development Center, and they thought it was the EDD. And I was told from Corey Jackson's office, answer your phone because the EDD is probably going to be calling you. They did. They called me today. EDD called me today while I was on the phone with this lady from Jose Medina's office. While I was on the phone with this is today, like maybe an hour and a half ago. I was on the phone with Jose Medina's office. I wasn't talking to Jose Medina because he has reps, right? So I was talking to this lady, and I said, okay, let me write down the number. She didn't tell me it was a housing authority. And I said, all right, thank you, ma'am. I had to hang up the phone because the EDD was calling me. I talked to the EDD. They told me your claim is zero. I said, I know. Thank you very much. Got to go. I called back Dr. Corey Jackson's office, let them know that it was a waste of my time to call Jose Medina's office. I ain't calling Jose Medina's office no more. It's a waste of my time. They ain't never do stuff for me, ever. Jose Medina's office is a joke. What I've seen, it is a joke. It is just a show. They don't want to take responsibility for nothing, for doing anything for you. I said, I do not need a number from you guys. You're not giving me a number for DPSS. I said, I already got a number. I already called Christopher at General Assistance. I have his direct line. I said, you don't need to give me another number for DPSS. I said, y'all need to call DPSS. I'm asking for Jose Medina's office to call DPSS and investigate why does their cow saws say $156 a week? What? You guys don't know what investigation is no more. What is an investigation? Nobody knows what an investigation is. To inquire, to go to the supervisor and say, what the hell is going on with this cow saws? Why Sandra says she ain't getting nothing. And I got a letter coming from an official letter from EDD that I guarantee you DPS is going to say it's not enough. Why? Because their portal says 156. Well, I can't change that 156. I can't change it. So we got one EDD unemployment office. No, it ain't an office. It's just online, guys. There's no EDD like 1996, guys, where you walk in and a little old lady says, oh, here you go, piece of paper, right? Here you go here. Go here, piece of paper. Go to this address. Call them. Here. We don't have that, guys. Wake the fuck up. We don't have that no more. Wake up. Wake up. Stupid motherfuckers. It's just a game. It's all it is a stupid fucking game. Now, I'm tired of politicians not doing their goddamn job and making people calling these government offices investigating. Do an investigation, Jose Medina. Do an investigation with DPSS. Find out why it says $156 on cow sauce, because I ain't getting no $156. And I wasted my time calling this the housing authority, leaving a message. I said, I don't need no housing authority. I need a job. I don't need no workforce development center. I got a laptop right here. I need a job, a house, and a job, and an apartment. When people say, go to the workforce development center. Oh, God. You guys don't even know what it is, man. It's not a workforce development center. It's a resource center. Oh, they got this shit. This is literally papers, line. Oh, burger flippers. Oh, burger flippers. Oh, Bonds, Stater Brothers. I can do that on myself. I can do that myself. I can go to Indeed, whatever, Indeed, ZipRecruiter. I can do that myself. I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. I'm tired of people saying, go to drive your car from Paris to Hemet. I'm not driving no more. I got a laptop right here until I'm out. If I had $400 or $500, I would hire someone today to move my bed, okay, to move the fridge. If I had $400 or $500 today, which I do not, but if I had the money, I would call movers today to get this shit in storage unit, and I would be in my car tonight because I'm done here. And I would ask the person, can I please drop off my laptop at your house today? Can I please drop off both laptops at your house? Because I can't keep them in my car because they will be stolen and they will go bad in the heat. I can't have laptops in my car. My car's full. All I got is the bed and the fridge and the big stuff, you know, the 55-inch TV. I don't need somebody saying, oh, look, there's a burger flipper job. I don't need that. I know how to do Indeed. I know how to do that stuff. I don't need to drive to Hemet. I'm right here. I'm in Paris. I don't need to drive to use your computer. I have one right here. Until I'm in my car, until I get somebody over here helping me with movers to help me with money with movers or pro bono help. Men say, I'm here. I will help you move your fridge. I'm here. I will help you move your bed. Where does it go? Okay. Now that it's out on the porch, now that everything's out on the porch, everything, the TV, the bed, the fridge, the nightstand, the AC unit, everything's out. The fridge is clean. Everything's out on the porch. Now I can call the people that said, I'll help you with the storage unit. I'll say, okay, can you give me because I asked them, I said, okay, how long does this last? Oh, as long as you need it. Oh, okay. So if I need it in 2 months, yep, I'll give you the money in 2 months. You just tell me the place of tell me the cost of the storage unit. Storage unit is like $80 or $60 plus a admin fee of like $25 or $30. A storage unit is like $100 or $105 or $85. It is nothing compared to movers. And I'm like, that's great. You want to pay a storage unit. What about the moving men? What about the men to move my shit? Can you please help me with the men to move my shit? Not a storage unit. You're putting the cart before the horse. You're putting the cart before the horse. You don't do that. You don't tell someone that has a broken leg to go out there and start walking 6 miles. They're in a cast. They have to heal their leg and then they start walking. They don't walk them, and they might have crutches. And I was on crutches for 12 weeks, guys, at the age of 13. 12 weeks, 3 months, I was on crutches. It was pretty bad at the age of 13. It was pretty traumatic. But you don't tell people go out and walk a mile when they're in a cast. That's putting the cart before the horse. They have to heal the leg and then get the cast off. And then they can maybe walk, I don't know, a mile or maybe a half a mile. I don't know. But you don't ask people to do something that they can't do. So, you have to think, guys. You have to think. So people want me to drive to Hemet to do what I can do on my own right now. Now, once I'm in my car, that's all different, right? That's all different. Now, I'm going to just be applying, I won't be able to tailor my resume once I'm in my car with applying on my phone. The tailoring my resume is going to be done. Ain't no more tailoring my resume. We won't even be there, right? So I'd leave a message for this Cindy Who or Cindy Chu or whatever her name was with the housing authority. I call Jose Medina's office back. And I told them it was a waste of my time to call Cindy Who or Cindy Chu or Cindy Q or whatever her name was with the housing authority. I told them, and it wasn't the same lady. It was a man. I said, I don't know. I just called, and somebody called me about 10, 15 minutes ago. And guess what? It was a waste of my time. I said, I told you I don't need housing authority. I told you, I asked you, I need someone to call the DPSS and investigate. Why does it say on CalSauce that I am getting $156 a week when I am not? If I was, then great. I mean, that really wouldn't be enough for me to do both. I wouldn't have enough to do both. Move this stuff out because it's $150 an hour, 3-hour minimum. So I don't know what that is. Is that $450? $150 an hour, 3-hour minimum, $450. Okay. I don't have that kind of money, guys. I don't have that kind of money. So I can't do both. If I was getting $156 a week from the EDD, which the EDD says, no, I'm not. And I agree with them because I'm not. But the DPSS saying I'm getting $156 a week. No, I'm not, DPSS. Y'all can go to hell. You guys are, I don't know what, man. You guys are effed up. And nobody, Jose Medina's office doesn't want to call y'all. Dr. Corey Jackson's office doesn't want to call y'all to investigate. Do I have to call? Do I have to drive my little white honky ass over there and talk to a supervisor and say, I've called Dr. Corey Jackson's office and I've called Jose Medina's office and I need an investigation. I need to know, why does it say $156? Because I cannot go on your little laptop and change it for you to say 0. And me getting a letter from the EDD saying Sandra Gregson's unemployment is exhausted. I was told from DPSS that's not enough. Fuck you. I'm trying to prove I have no money. I'm trying to prove it. And you're saying that's not enough. And how do you prove you don't have money? How do you prove you have no money? How do you prove you're not bringing income in? Money sitting in the bank is going down, 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 down. How do you prove you're not getting money in? These people are assholes. Jose Medina, they're all, even Democrats, they're all bullshit liars. It's all they are is bullshit liars. They don't care about you. They just care about their paycheck and looking good. And I got hair gel in my hair, and I'm going to stand here and take this picture and smile at the camera, and I'm going to look good. And yeah, I went to this fundraiser, but I don't want to call DPS for you to investigate. Nah. Here, let me get you a number. Here, let me get you a number. You can call No, I ain't calling DPSS. I already called them enough. Y'all need to work for me. Y'all need to work for me. You're elected officials. Y'all need to work for me, guys. I'm sick of this bullshit. And like I said earlier, I call it as I see it. If I see a fly, I'm going to say it's a fly. If I see a bee, I'm going to say it's a bee. If it's a purple, blue, green elephant, I'm going to say it's a purple, green elephant. Looks like a rainbow. Look at that pretty elephant. He's a rainbow, or she's a rainbow. I call it as I see it. And these Democrats are just as bad as the Republicans. It's a show. They are throwing shit in each other's, and there's none better than the other. They're both crap. They don't care about you at all. They don't care. I'm looking right at the white light. I'm not even looking at this anymore. I'm looking at right light now. I am in the zone. I cannot believe the phone calls. I think it was 5 phone calls today. I had an interview today at like 9 o'clock. That went really well. And usually when my phone rings, it says potential spam. It did not say potential spam. And something said, you better answer that. It was like 8:30, 9 o'clock this morning. Thank God somebody out there is sane. One person. It wasn't a politician. It was an actual employer. It wasn't a politician. I cannot believe the amount of insanity in just a short amount of time. It was like an hour or two. It was like packed, condensed insanity with bullshit. The EDD called me. I called back Jose Medina. And then I left a message for the guy, Christopher at DPSS. I left a message for him. I said, I don't know why you guys are saying I had $156 a week. I'm not getting it. I said, I don't know who's going to be calling you, but I said, I'm trying to get politicians to investigate DPSS of why it says $156 a week in cow saws when I'm not getting it. And I said, you know, you guys are evil because you guys make it very difficult for women with no children to get general assistance. And it's only $325 a month, guys. And it's not 3 consecutive months. It's 3 non-consecutive months. So it can be like July, October, and January. So they expect you to have car insurance one month, but the next month they don't expect you to have car. If you're living in your car, they say, fuck you. That's what DPS is. Fuck you. That's all they care about is their check. They don't care about anything else. They care about their check. Well, you know, this new administration, you know, blah, blah. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. 211's a joke. Catholic Charity's a joke. Community Action Partnership's a joke. Every nonprofit is a joke. It's just a shit show. Let me get some toilet paper and wipe my house and put it all over this because you can smell the shit through the camera. Because I'm serious. I'm serious. I'm raw. I'm done. It's a shit show. Ain't nobody fucking care about you. And it was like this last year too. It was. The only difference last year was I had a little bit of cushion. And by October, I was hired by a PAC, Community Action Partnership. PAC, not Community Action Partnership, Political Action Committee. I was hired by a Political Action Committee representing Ken Calvert. And I said, shoot, I don't care if he's a Republican or not. I don't care. I need money, man. Shoot. And that was October 2nd that I was hired. And the last day was the 3rd of November because election day was the 4th. No reason to knock on Republican doors. It wasn't door to door. No. It was specific door to specific door to specific door. I was walking 6 hours a day. My legs gave out on me after 3 weeks of walking like 6 hours a day. I couldn't walk anymore. They locked. It was like a week before Halloween. And I was like, uh-oh. I just stood there for 20 minutes. I couldn't move at all. I couldn't move. I was alone. You know, I was walking alone. Nobody was with me. And I was like, oh, I guess I'll just stand here. And I could have probably tried to get down on the curb, to sit on the curb, but I was afraid that if I did that, I wouldn't get back up again. So I just stood there. I just stood. Yeah. So after I called Chris back with the DPSS, left a message for him because I made it was 6 phone calls or people calling me. So let's see if we can go through them. First, Dr. Corey Jackson. Then Jose Medina. Then I called Dr. Corey Jackson's office back. Then I answered the phone with the EDD. That is where you go to certify every 2 weeks for your unemployment. It is online. There's no office. There's no EDD office. There's no unemployment office like this, okay? You over 60, you over 70, wake the fuck up. This office, 1996, was the last EDD office. So Dr. Corey Jackson, Jose Medina, Dr. Corey Jackson again, EDD called me while I was on the phone with Jose Medina. Then I called the DPSS. Called Jose Medina back after all that. Then I called. Then I got a call from the Workforce Development Center, and I don't know if it was Hemet or Riverside, and I didn't get the woman's name. You know what she said? I've never heard of ghost jobs. And I said, you never heard of ghost jobs? She goes, no. Again, you never heard of fake jobs? She goes, no, this is the first time I'm hearing it. I said, ma'am, you work for the Workforce Development Center and you're a job coach or a job developer and you never heard of ghost jobs or fake jobs? She goes, no, I've never heard of ghost jobs or fake jobs ever. It's the first time I'm hearing about it. And I said, well, if you work for the Workforce Development Center, if you never heard of ghost jobs and fake jobs, you have a lot to learn. And I'm sorry you don't know about them. But I said, do you think this attitude is coming through the resume? And she goes, no. I go, how is it that me getting 7 interviews in a week, in a year from January to now, I've applied to 700 jobs. I said, do you think this is coming through the resume? And she goes, no. I go, maybe you need to look up ghost jobs and fake jobs. Maybe you need to look that up and find out what it is and educate yourself. If you work for the Workforce Development Center, maybe you need to educate yourself. Maybe you need to educate yourself. Maybe that's what you need to do. I said, thank you. Have a good day. It was like 7 phone calls. It was a waste of time between like 9, 10. No, not 9. Not 9. Not 9. Not 9. Let's find out. Inland, that was yesterday. Okay. 8:25. Okay. I got a call from some other office. So it really did start at 8:25 this morning. Interesting. I had the interview at 8:58. It wasn't even 9 a.m. It was at 8:58 a.m. So, wow. That's really interesting. So let's see how many phone calls there was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh my God, 12? No way. Oh my God. 1, a county office. 2, Dr. Coy Jackson. 3, another number. I don't know who this is. I don't know who that is. 4, another number. I don't know who that is. 5, I don't know who that is. 6 was a missed call. So 5, 6, Dr. Corey Jackson. 7, that was 7, that was Dr. Jose Medina. 8, that was the EDD. 9, I don't know whose number this is. 10, again, Jose Medina's. And then 11, DPSS. And then 12, the Workforce Development Center. All between 8:47 and 12:52. So let's say between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. today, it's been a shit show. And the lady from the Workforce Development Center said, I've never heard of ghost jobs or fake jobs. How can you work at the Workforce Development Center and not know about ghost jobs or fake jobs? How can you not know? People are tired of applying online and hearing nothing back, and they tailor their resume to the job and they get nothing. People are tired from their constituents not advocating for them. And all I'm asking for is somebody to investigate DPSS in Riverside County. I'm asking for somebody to investigate. And I'm pissed. And if you get pissed, this is what you get. If you get mad, people do this to you. They give you the finger. They might not give you the finger like that, but they'll ignore you. They will ignore you. Can't wait until this lady from the housing authority, this Cindy Chu or Cindy who, because she's going to be like, why did you call me? I don't understand. Why did you call me? Oh, I was told to call you from Jose Medina's office because they didn't want to do their due diligence in calling DPSS. And Jose Medina's office, like, you're asking us to call the EDD? And I said, no, I'm asking you to call the DPSS. You need to investigate the DPSS, not the EDD. EDD ain't doing nothing wrong. I mean, other than just providing us 26 weeks of maximum 450 a week. I mean, Massachusetts gets 700 or 800 max a week in unemployment. The max you can get a week. Ohio, Massachusetts, and Hawaii all get like 700 or 800 max a week in unemployment. If I was getting 700 or 800 a week while I was collecting unemployment from February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Because after that, they ain't nothing. You get 6 months of unemployment, and then you get 6 months of zero. That's the way it works, guys. Unless you want to be, I'm disabled, I can't work, I don't know. If you're disabled, you can't work, then don't work at all, man. But I know there's disabled people that work part-time. I know they do. They work part-time. If you can work part-time, you ain't disabled in my book. You're just not. You're just not. And there's people that can't work at all. There are people out there that absolutely cannot hold down a job at all. None. Like what if they're getting dialysis or they're on chemo? I don't know. There's so many different hidden disabilities, like fibromyalgia, or what's the other one? Chronic fatigue syndrome. I don't know. I mean, narcolepsy, man. You think a person with narcolepsy can work part-time? Hell no, man. They got narcolepsy. They're going to be falling asleep. They might be able to work, depending on how severe their narcolepsy is, probably maybe 5 hours a week, depending on how severe their narcolepsy is. But I can work. And somebody is applying to already 700 jobs. And like this lady is like, I never heard of fake jobs and ghost jobs. I'm going to call the Workforce Development Center back. And I don't know who it was that called me. I didn't get a name, but I was very aggravated because of all these other bullshit calls. And whenever I'm feeling aggravated, I'm going to have to say, ma'am, I've had a very aggravating day, and it's not a good time to talk to me. It's not a good time. It's not a good time to talk to me. I'm tired of people saying, have you thought about calling 211? Shut the fuck up. Have you thought about going and applying for general assistance? I've been applying for general assistance since August of last year. Why? Because the unemployment ended in August of last year. Why? Because I was laid off in February of 2024. You get to choose what 26 weeks. So, well, I get unemployment from December all the way to May. Great. Then you were laid off in December. Good for you. Happy days are here again. Happy days for you. I'm done. I'm done with this shit show, and I'm done with this fucking country, and I can't wait until I get the money to move out. I'm so done with this fucking country. The politicians don't care about you. They only care about their paycheck. That's it. Nothing else. I'm out.